Oh God, it's so cold outside.
Yeah, so much for global warming, am I right?
Actually, climate change is a more accurate term, and believe it or not, it's the reason for the bizarre weather.
That's just what the liberal media wants you to think.
Well, no, I'm a geoscientist, and I can explain exactly what's going on.
We'll see about that.
Okay, let's start with what you can observe yourself. Has it been very cold this winter?
No.
Yeah, it's almost February, and nowhere has it been as cold as typical. Let's just take a look at your own life experience. If you're older than 25 and grew up anywhere north of Kentucky, you probably remember a time when it was cold and snowy by December at the latest, right?
Yeah, I guess it was.
And severe cold is coming later each year and lasting for shorter periods of time, right?
Yeah, but that's just the natural cycle of a changing climate. The climate has always changed.
Yes, the climate has always changed, but not this fast. We certainly shouldn't be able to see this level of change over one person's life. Data from our planet's rock, fossil, and ice records have revealed that the warming and cooling cycles of our climate are naturally driven by changes in our planet's orbit. This is known as the Milankovitch cycle, and it should take about 100,000 years, or a third as long as our species has even existed.
Okay, but if the climate is really warming, then how come we're getting winter storms in places like Texas and Mississippi? Doesn't that mean it's getting colder? It never gets cold in places like that.
Right, that is abnormal, but it is because of the overall warming climate.
Oh, you're confusing my head. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so there's this thing called the polar jet stream. It's a wind stream, a prevailing wind that goes around the Arctic Circle perpetually. Historically, it's kept the most extreme cold in the Arctic. But nowadays, the climate is changing unevenly and rapidly, and that uneven nature of the rapid climate change has the Arctic warming faster than most other places. Northern Inuit communities don't even question that this is happening, because up there, it's impossible to ignore. In summer 2023, I actually took a road trip up to the Arctic Ocean. It was 90 degrees Fahrenheit on the Arctic coast. The water was lukewarm and there wasn't any ice to be seen. The locals expressed to me that the sort of heat they experienced was new to them and was already impacting their fishing seasons.
Now, I still don't see what that has to do with winter storms in Texas.
Basically, an annually warmer Arctic means a slower and weaker polar jet stream. So with the jet stream becoming less stable each year, the Arctic winter air is pushing further south, sometimes as far south as Texas. This is directly because that rapid and uneven warming has destabilized the jet stream, but still only during the brief times when those troughs in the jet stream are in this area, which is why the winter has overall been really weak in places that do typically get winters.
Okay, supposing that does make sense. There's no proof that this rapidly changing climate is because of human activity.
The proof is actually abundant, and not only are scientists who study all aspects of nature, including climate, in agreement about this, but oil companies were actually the first ones to become aware of this impact back in the 1970s and chose to keep it quiet.
You mean big oil isn't my friend?
No, they don't care about you for any reason other than your wallet.
Oh, shucks. So let me get this straight. What I'm hearing you say is that based on the work of generations of scientists across disciplines like geology, biology, environmental science, and so on and so forth, that we've been able to determine through various climate models and proxies and what have yous, that our climate is currently changing at a truly unprecedented rate in terms of what we've been able to observe in the 4 billion year long history of our planet?
Well, yeah, actually.
Do you think this is going to impact farmers?